It's the NFL on EA Sports as we see the two teams who fought back in Super Bowl 29. It's the Bolts and the 49ers on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi's Stadium in the South Bay in Santa Clara, California. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We're getting set for kickoff in here. Partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds? So much time and energy is spent on these first couple drives. I'm with you. I'm excited to see how do they come out, how aggressive, and where do they think the weaknesses of their opponent lie.
Here's Jake Moody to get this one kicked off. And off we go from Santa Clara. This one taken at the 7. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out. Leading them out, the number 3 overall pick of the 2021 draft. From North Dakota State, it's Trey Lance.
Think back just a couple years, Mike. This was the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft. And while things haven't exactly panned out the way he likely envisioned for himself, there's no denying it. He still possesses a ton of raw talent and untapped potential. He's been grinding away kind of out of the spotlight these last couple years, hoping he'd eventually get another shot to showcase how much he's grown, and that opportunity has finally come.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Another run here with Harris. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. Jair Brown on the tackle. Here comes 3rd and 6. Here's Lance. And that is incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the man he was looking for on that one. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time. They're led out by the last pick of the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Mr. Irrelevant. Well, I think it's safe to say, Mike, he has been anything but irrelevant since arriving in the NFL, and he is living proof. It doesn't matter if you're drafted 1st overall or, in his case, with the very last pick. What does matter is what you do with the opportunity once it's given to you. Nothing real flashy about his game. He simply gets the job done, and that's exactly what his team is counting on him today over these next 60 minutes.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he'll get this past the 25, out to the 27. A pickup of 7.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
They'll try to run for it with McCaffrey. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains. Now, a handoff to McCaffrey. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That's caught, Christian McCaffrey. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Certainly not one of his better throws, but what I've loved out of this quarterback today, Mike, was just how aggressive he's remained throughout the entire course of the game. Continue to push the ball to incomplete, up everything else in this passing game, and they've had their way so far today.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. The Chargers offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Lance looking to throw.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 9. On the give, it's Harris. Harris, first down, he's not done. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's going to run it. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Conklin goes in motion. Lance. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. On the zone read, here's Harris. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down. Third down and 9. Williams in motion. Now Lance. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers are out to an early 3-0 lead. So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Purdy. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
What really stood out to me, Mike, was the body language of the middle linebacker prior to the ball being snapped. So often we see the guy who's blitzing, they get a little antsy and they tip their hand. But that wasn't the case here. He times it perfectly, nobody accounts for him, and he comes away with the sack.
Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Davis to return it. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Lance. Going to get that into the hands of his receiver, Mike Williams.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
We'll try to run for it with Harris. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. And they convert on 3rd down. Throwing, Lance. And that one incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
To throw is Lance. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
And that is incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
Let's give credit to that pass rush for making their presence felt. And although it didn't result in a sack, it's the disruption of the timing that's just enough to force that incompletion.
Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is a pass that just needs to be completed, Mike. The opportunity was there. His guy was open. They ran out of room a little bit there on the sideline. Couldn't quite get the ball up and down fast enough and ends up being thrown out of bounds.
Purdy now on 2nd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Purdy works out of the pistol, and that is incomplete. Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt it away for San Francisco. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Chargers offense headed back to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. They'll look to throw. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
This pains me to say, Mike, because I love the idea of feeding the tight end, but you can only go his way so many times if it's not going to result in positive outcomes. So wouldn't be surprised to see him try to get his backs, his wide receivers, get some other guys involved, and then later in the game, go back to his big tight end.
Williams in motion. On third down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try to run for it. Uh-oh. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down. Give up the middle to Harris.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Back to throw. That's taken in. And he's going to have the first down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them. So some early intrigue as we have reached the end of the first quarter. The Chargers out to the early lead. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A pistol snap with Lance. Got his man at the 6. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Anytime you're playing zone defense and everybody's eyes are on the quarterback, it's really easy to lose sight of some of the receivers. That's exactly what happened here. He started all the way on the far side of the field and worked his way across. Found a soft spot in the zone, and the quarterback's able to put it on.
And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up second and goal. Come a little closer. Here's second and goal. Tight end going in motion here. One more time, it's Harris. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. They'll throw out of the gun. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
It's pretty pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chargers, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
So, Dicker back out after the field goal. He'll send this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Niners offense ready to take over once again. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a first down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll locate his tight end, George Kittle. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
3rd and short. Purdy. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Here's the punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. The Chargers offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now, faking. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Niners have got it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The 49ers offense about ready to take over once more. And now, following the turnover, they have a chance to move out in front. They start 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. And he's in. George Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball first and goal, and Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. It's up and through. And the 49ers move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. As they'll now for that ahead score. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Harris. And he'll take this up to the 30. Up 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They run it over center with Harris. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. A give, and here comes Harris. And he is going to have the Chargers' first down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Lance looking to throw. A pass taken in by Harris. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Charger first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
On the ground, it's Kamani Vidal. And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
Great job here by the defense, making sure that they have one defender responsible for the running back and one responsible for the quarterback. In this case, they decide to give it to the back. He's taken down for a loss.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Here's Lance. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one. Scrambling his way to a first down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long. Just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle. Just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long first down.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Now he'll air one out. That is caught to the goal line and in. Ladd McConkey. Touchdown Chargers.
And that was just a great drive. Really from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Results in the touchdown. Everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chargers are in the lead by the score 13-7. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Derwin James, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Shotgun snap to Purdy. Downfield, he's got the big target, Jennings. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Slot receiver, headed right. 1st and 10. Purdy. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Right back to Pearsall again. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
He'll complete that to his fullback.
I'm not sure how many guys grew up wanting to be an NFL fullback, Mike. They don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands. I can do some things.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back with you from Santa Clara in a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Purdy gonna put it up again. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. One of the tight ends motions right. 3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Good blocking, and he's in. Brock Purdy. Touchdown, San Francisco. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
On is Moody to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the 49ers move out in front by a point. It's 14-13. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Right side and hauled in by McConkey. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Throwing, Lance. Now a ball thrown deep for Johnston. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Niners offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. That's into the hands of the fullback. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Purdy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Purdy again. That's caught by McCaffrey. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing again is Purdy. He's got his man, complete to Pearsall. Now whistles. Timeout, 3 seconds left in this first half. So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. Moody's kick is good. And the 49ers going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Niners got a fine performance in the first half from one of their leaders, Brock Purdy. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Niners offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Throwing on first down is Purdy. He runs with it. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. Purdy works out of the pistol. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Third and 9. Out of the gun. It's Purdy. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. A pickup there of 13. First down, 49ers.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. Third and a yard. So Kittle comes in motion. Needing a yard, they throw with Purdy. A pickup of 12 yards. It's good for a Niners first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
First and 10 now from the 36. Now Purdy. The connection made to Ayuk. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
McCaffrey now on 1st and 10. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. A run with the man from Louisville, Isaac Guerendo. And the 49ers have got a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds at the 9-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a first down.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here they got the lead. We're in the second half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the...
The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
From all the way back at the 14 now. Second down and goal. Now Purdy. He'll get this out to his running back. Stop at the 6, and that sets up third and goal.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
They'll use 3 tight ends in the formation for third and goal. Purdy. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Niners add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. On the give, it's Harris. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? Here's Harris. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
To the left side, catch made by McConkey. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
This is why speed on the perimeter is just so critical. To be able to get from the right side of the field all the way across to the left downfield, you better get there quickly, because I'll tell you what, those pass rushers up front, they're not getting further away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
On 2nd down, a run with Harris. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. 1st down. Conklin goes in motion. Lance. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Dicker now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Chargers will even the score here in the 3rd. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Niners offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Purdy gonna give this to Garendo. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. To throw, Purdy. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. Third down and 9. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Lance. Taking off, and he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
On the ground, this is Harris. Whoa! They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Off play action, he'll set up to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task, forced the incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
The 49ers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Purdy now, he'll throw on 1st down. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Purdy. This throw left side caught by Kittle. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Look wide, get this one complete, and he'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another 1st down. So Kittle comes in motion. They'll throw again with Purdy. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. They'll run the toss with McCaffrey.
Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan in the toss. Healthy gain, and they pick up the first down.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle to Kittle. And the Niners are looking at a 1st and goal. He's taken down at the 2-yard line.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
And they'll run here with McCaffrey. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
Tie game, 4th quarter. This defense knows the importance of keeping this thing at a 3-point game. What a big play there with the tackle for loss on 1st and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. But this is taken in by a teammate.
And I feel like we see this so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're so eager to pick up that extra yardage. Sometimes they don't completely put the ball away, and with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
3rd and goal. It's Purdy. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
So, Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to take the lead here in the 4th. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So they lead by 3 here in this 4th quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Johnston motioning over. They look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And he tries to get to the edge, but cannot do it. Good job by the defense. No gain.
Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
Here's Lance. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
To throw, here's Lance. Now a screen set up for Harris.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on third down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
The Chargers get set to kick it away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So here's Brock Purdy and this 49ers offense heading back onto the field. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. So they come to the line for first down and 10. To throw, it's Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
So from the 39, they come up on first and 10. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Open man is Jennings. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A tight end in motion now. Purdy works out of the pistol. That's taken in by Jennings. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. To the right side, this is McCaffrey. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
On the handoff, it's Garenda. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. Throwing on second down is Purdy. And that incomplete. Now a third and 2. They need 2. Here's Purdy. Open man, left side. He's got it. That's 2 catches. catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense. It was clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense. He was able to use it against them. So from the 39, they come up on first and 10.
A tight end in motion now. Purdy works out of the pistol. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
And what a clutch throw here on third down to keep this drive alive. Now, in a perfect world, they'd love to go down there and get points. But at a bare minimum, milk the clock. Leave the least amount of time possible if you do have to give the ball back to your opponent. And if you're this defense, it feels like the time to get off the field is right now.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Purdy. There's that man again, another catch. Second down and 8. They'll try the left side with McCaffrey. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Purdy to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
So, Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now. Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Another run here with Harris. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
One of the key factors for having success in the run game, Mike, is winning at the point of attack. And what that means is every play, the linemen and all the blockers, they understand where the back is going to start and then where the back could end up. And having a good understanding of that and how it pertains to the defense is how you gain your advantage to have big plays like this.
That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Coming free is Conklin. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open. The quarterback delivered a good ball.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the 1st down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
Throwing, Lance. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Conklin. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 6 coming up. To throw is Lance. He'll take a shot here. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical 3rd down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got 3rd and 4th down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive.
And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down. Lance looking to throw, and he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
The open man is Johnston. He's got it. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. The faithful roaring here in Santa Clara. This is 3rd down. Now Lance. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
So after the penalty, a break as they now have 1st and 5. Conklin goes in motion. Lance. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And just a pickup of 3 or 4, but with the penalty a moment ago, it leaves them with a good down, 2nd and short. Williams in motion. Back to the air one more time. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th.
And this is going to be a touchdown. A game-tying TD here in the final minute.
Just a tremendous finish to what's been a tremendous game, Mike. I mean, not only did they get that late touchdown here in the final stages, but here with time winding down, they're an extra point away from taking the lead and likely coming away with a big victory.
So, not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ballgame. So, not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. A critical extra point is up and good. They have taken a 1-point lead here in the late stages of this one. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle to Kittle. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Here's 1st down. Back to throw, Purdy. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish as this one will come to an end. So it's a win for the visiting Chargers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.